everyone, welcome back to Lavendaire. So a couple weeks ago, I made a video sharing my journal collection, and I got a lot of questions asking like, how do I journal or what do I journal about? So today I wanted to share just different ideas on different ways you can journal, and also I created this PDF list that you can download and print out with 30 questions for self-discovery. So these are essentially 30 journaling prompts that you can use to guide yourself along in your journaling to help you find yourself and discover yourself a little more. And I think a lot of journaling is really asking the right questions, asking quality questions, so then you can respond and flow out what is really inside you. Before I begin, I have to say that there are no rules to journaling. You can really do it however you want. It's so open to any creative possibility. It's really just the relationship between you, a pen, and paper. So for me, journaling is a way for me to spill my thoughts, kind of capture my thoughts and see what it is on paper, and also a way to organize my thoughts. So I'll start with morning pages. Morning pages is something that I've shared so many times on my channel before, but what it is it's 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing in the morning. So I use a composition notebook. I'll do 3 pages, 1, 2, 3. And I don't always write 3 pages. I don't always write every morning either, but it's just a system that helps you brain dump in the morning. Stream of consciousness just means that you flow just from your thoughts onto paper. You don't analyze what you're writing, you just flow. It doesn't have to make sense, doesn't have to be complete sentences. You just literally don't filter yourself and let it go. And that's my favorite way to write, is just to flow. And that's what I've gotten used to, just flowing, not really making it look perfect or trying to make sense. Morning Pages comes from a book called The Artist's Way, and if you're interested, definitely read that book. But for me, I don't necessarily write every morning anymore, and I don't always do 3 pages. Sometimes I do 1 or 2, sometimes I do even more. It really just depends on how I feel, but I like to consistently write stream of consciousness, whether it's morning, evening, or night, just all the time. At least a few times a week, I have to just brain dump. So outside of morning pages, I also love to journal in the evenings before I go to bed. And this is because I always have a lot on my mind and I like to get the thoughts out before I go to sleep. Otherwise, I might not be able to fall asleep. If I'm feeling emotionally stirred up inside, whether it's in a good way or in a bad way or whatever, I like to just put that down on paper so that I can get it out of my system in a sense. And also if I'm confused or if I feel stuck or lost, that's when I like to journal as well, because I feel like I work through my problems through journaling. Usually I start with asking myself, how do I feel at the moment? Or just something will be on my mind that will come out. So a lot of this journaling is assessing my mind, assessing my life, evaluating what I'm going through, and even spending time dreaming, envisioning what I want in the future. I'll also journal things that I'm grateful for, things that I appreciate in my life right now, what's going right in my life. My goal when I journal is to just be as honest and authentic as possible. I try not to filter anything, but at the same time, I always do try to see a positive side to things. So if I ever start off journaling in a bad mood, if I'm sad about something or mad, whatever, I'll go through it, I'll face it, I'll be honest about myself about it, and then in the end I will be what's on the brighter side, what's the positive, what am I grateful for out of the situation. So I always try to shine that positivity on whatever I'm going through, because I realize that yes, I want to be honest and authentic while I'm journaling, but I don't know if you've ever heard, but thoughts become things. So your thoughts become your words and your words become your actions. I realize the power that thoughts and words have on shaping your reality, on shaping your perception. So I always keep that in mind. I never let myself spiral into negativity, because that is also possible as well. So always, understand that your thoughts are powerful. Be honest with yourself, write down what you feel, but also always try to keep love and light at the center of everything. Another way to journal that's been really effective for me in the past is to write a letter to someone. And this is a letter that you don't expect them to read. You're not going to send this letter. This letter is for yourself. So if you've ever had a grudge against someone, if you've ever felt mad at someone, or if someone's ever hurt you really badly, it's so effective to write a letter of forgiveness to that person. So I know some of you might be like, ugh, like I don't want to forgive them. Like why do I have to be nice? But honestly, forgiveness is so key to being happy, because when you've been hurt or if you're angry at someone, whatever, like that's some negative, what's that word? Negative baggage and burdens that you're holding in your heart. So if you can be able to let that go and forgive that person, even if they don't deserve to be forgiven, like forgive them anyway because it makes you feel better. Try writing a letter to that person, a letter of forgiveness. So that's something I've done maybe a couple times in the past, and it's really emotional. Trust me, try it, and hopefully that can help you work through that pain and be able to heal and learn to forgive. Another way I love to journal is to just organize my thoughts on paper, because in here my thoughts are so messy, I can't really tell what's in there. So putting it out on paper, organizing, like planning my career, planning my goals, planning songs to write, planning my branding for my YouTube and my website, everything that I want to plan, everything that I want to do, I have to like physically write it down and organize it visually in some way. So there are so many different ways you can visualize, maybe with graphs, bullet points, diagrams. For example, this is a notebook that I forgot to show in my journaling collection video, but in here I just have a lot of like business ideas, designs for an app that I wanted to build. This is like a mind map of everything I wanted to include in Lavendaire, just kind of all the moving parts of an online business. So it's really helpful for me to put all these ideas and organize them on paper. Otherwise, like I just don't recognize them in my head. Another fun way is to scrapbook as you journal. So just journaling your life and then adding kind of mementos from whatever's going on, whether you go to a concert, you keep the ticket stub and you tape it into your journal, or someone wrote you a letter that you really like and you keep that in your journal. I think that's a really great way to capture your memories, especially if you're maybe traveling or you're going through a very interesting time in your life. Who knows? This is the journal that I kept while I was studying abroad in Italy, but nowadays I don't really journal like this anymore. I think it takes a little bit more effort. So the way that I capture and record my memories is I do it digitally through my phone. I use an app called Day One, where every day I'll write a post just summarizing key things that I did that day, because I have such bad memory, I will forget what I did yesterday if I don't write it down. So with those daily entries, I also upload a few photos that I took that day. So it's a really nice way to visually look back on my life and see a photo a day. So that's how I record my memories now. And with my journals, that's just kind of how I like access my mind, my whatever's going on up there. So if you ever feel lost or stuck, or you don't know what to journal about, maybe you're uninspired, I've created a list of 30 questions you can ask yourself, 30 questions to help you dig deeper and get to know yourself on a deeper level. And these are essentially just like journaling prompts that when you don't know what to write about, you can look at a question and be like, okay, let me answer this question. Because like I said, it's all about the quality of your questions, the quality of what you ask yourself, and then you'll get quality answers. So I made two versions of this. So depending on what you prefer, there's a PDF that you can download and print out. And then there's a graphic that's on my blog that you can just save and pin on Pinterest. So everything is down below. By the way, I'm trying to like level up my Pinterest. So it'd mean a lot to me if you just like follow my Pinterest or check out this graphic. If you like it, then just pin it so you can share the love. So yeah, I hope this PDF and these journaling prompts can help you in your journey to get clear about yourself, what you want, where you're going, and all that good stuff. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have other questions or other resources or ideas that you are interested in. I'd love to just help you in whatever way that I can. All right, thank you so much for watching. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.